Great rising. Great rising. Come on in here, family. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in here. Great rising. Great rising. Great rising. Oh, I got the Superman swirl. Come on in here, family. Great rising. Peace and light. Peace and power. Blake, peace, peace. Luther, peace, King, peace. What's good? Come on in here. Peace and light, peace and light. You are watching Magic Up TV. I am your host, 70 Alchemist. Here's where we talk about love, we talk about law, we talk about all things. There's nothing off the table, we understand. Here's where we say life is easy. We make it hard. You know what to do when you get here. Hit the love button, hit the share button, let somebody know that the Alchemist is in the building this morning. Come on in. Great rising. I'm waiting for a few of you, just for a second. How we feeling this rising? How you feeling? Mantras do not manifest. Mantras do not manifest. I want you to think about that for a second, because I'm the only one with the notes, so you have no idea what I'm about to say next. But before I do, I want you to just think about that for a second. I come on here, I come on these lives. If you know me in my personal life, I don't necessarily dispel anything. But what I do is make us think a little more. I push the envelope of thought. You know what I'm saying? Because in this world of spirit, it's easy for people to tell you something, and without you really thinking about it, it's just like it was in church. You know what I'm saying? You get around so many of these leaders, so many of these teachers, so many of these gurus, they don't want you questioning them. They don't want you asking questions about certain things, whatever the case may be. But until we question our own essence, until we start to question what we see, until we start to question what we hear from an observatory perspective, then we never really change our perspective. We are only given a perspective. We take hold of these perspectives. We take hold of these things. And for those of us who it does not work for, then we dispel the workings of it without understanding maybe we did not do the work. Maybe it was not the mantra. Maybe it was not the candle. Maybe it was not the ritual that you purchased. Mantras do not manifest. Peace, Tasha. Peace, Queen. So, sometimes we feel as though things are just supposed to happen to us without understanding how to truly unlock these codes. Now, I've given 10 examples of this. These are things that many of us participate in without understanding the power that it brings, or the energy that it brings to our life. And then we start to wonder why these mantras do not manifest. Number one, Eureka, peace, Queen, more life in the building. Instead of saying, I have to do this. How many of you all say that? I have to do this. Oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do this. I have to do this. Instead of saying, I have to do this, try saying, I get to do this. Sometimes the reason we are experiencing the life we do is because we are following a set of false beliefs or systems that our parents or those around us has told us is true. Instead of I have to, I get to. Man, I gotta wake up and I gotta do this for my business. I gotta do this for my clients. I gotta do this. No, you get to do that. You know how many people wish that that was their problem today? Just because you repeat a few mantras does not mean you will get the life that you desire. It does not mean you'll get the man or the family you want. It does not mean that you'll become wealthy. A change in mindset only works if it is backed by a chance of action. Mindset is the battery of magic. This is Magic Up TV, y'all. Mindset is the battery of magic. Your life is a privilege. If you feel as though your life is hard, zoom out of it. If you do the things you know you should be doing, life becomes easier. And that could start at the type of breakfast you're eating, if you're exercising in the morning, if you're reading as you should be, as you're studying, if you're doing the work, only you know. Mindset is the battery of magic. Number 2, life is easy and exciting. Stop saying that life is hard. Our parents told us that if we work hard, then we'll make it in life. But if working hard was it, then the billionaires of this world would be mill and factory workers. Take discipline from our parents, but focus it on exponential growth. Whatever it is you do for a living, there is always a smarter and simpler way of doing it. The moment you begin to start to change the way you do things, life becomes more exciting and powerful. Number 3, from I will never, instead of saying I will never, change it up and say, how can I? People psych themselves out of everything they desire by word first. Oh man, I ain't gonna never be rich. I'll never have that. I can never afford that. I'll never get that part. Well, you won't. And that'll be your truth. Taking action when the rest does not is the cheat code to success. Just showing up sometimes, just sending the email, just putting that first foot forward in front of the other will get you the actions or will get you closer to that goal that you've been searching for. Okay, Google. Next. Create small goals first and attack them. But if you make everything about the absolute, you will always get drowned out by reality. If making it big is your focus, if that's the only focus, oh my God, I gotta hit the millions, I gotta make it big, all of this grandeur, right? If that's the sole focus, you are often drowned out by the grandeur of it. Instead, why don't you pick small things? Eat that elephant one bite at a time. And the more success that you see from the smaller side of things, the quicker you get to that larger goal. If you already think shit won't happen, ain't no need to try. You know what I'm saying? If you, oh man, I can never do that. Well, don't even try. That way you ain't even got to talk about not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I never do that. Well, don't. Instead, say, how could I? And when you ask the universe these things, I was talking to one of my students, I think it was yesterday, and he was saying, he was like, well, shouldn't I attack the universe as if I already own these things? I asked him, but do you? You got to be careful how you listen to people who have overcome adversity. You have to be very careful, because if not observant and if not individually thinking about what you're listening to, you could actually assume that the way they did it is the way that you're supposed to do it, without even employing other thought process. You understand? So when this person said they did it this way, that doesn't mean that's how you're going to do it. But if you ask the question, how can I do that? How can I do that? What happens is this majestical thing starts to take place and these answers start to form all around you. You'd be surprised how it happens. When's the last time you asked a question to the universe? How can I make that happen? And just sit and think about it. How can I make that happen? Pull the pen out, pull the pad out, pull your phone out, open up the pad app, and just sit there. And you'd be amazed how many things come into your mind. Number 4, from I need to know everything to I just need to start. I talk to so many of you all about business. I own a branding company. I've been branding people for more than 2 decades. And I ask so many of you all about your business. Hey, when you going to start your business? Well, I need to do this, and I got to do this first, and I need to do this, and I don't know how to do that, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do this. I was sitting down at the bar a few months back. I was talking to this guy. He started a bridge company, building bridges, like literal bridges. And I asked him, I said, how'd you get started? He said, oh man, I just went to YouTube. I learned everything that I could learn. You know what I'm saying? And I started hitting the phones and people started answering and they started cutting checks. You didn't go to school for that? No. I hired people that went to school. Oh. Sometimes the reason you don't have what you want is because you just pacing, considering. I don't have everything I need yet. I don't have it yet. You know, only 3% of the population take actions for their goals. People are always waiting for some sign, some wonder. Oh my God, I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on my yacht. I'm waiting on my deity to just show me a sign. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And then, only then, doubting yourselves and making the universe responsible for everything that happens. You all are overworking your spirit team. You are overworking your guides. They're to guide, not to labor. If they were laborers, we would call them laborers, but we don't. We call them guides. And there's a reason for that. Number 5, from wanting something to figuring out why you want something. The rule of 3 whys minimum. That's what it's called. The rule of 3 whys minimum. It is at the core of everything you do. It's the deepest reason why you're doing things. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say you want a Ferrari. Ask yourself, here's the three rules, or the rules of 3 whys. Here's what you say. Why do I want this Ferrari? The answer, because I want to feel successful. Now here's the second. Why do I want to feel successful? Answer, because I want people to see how well I'm doing. Here's the third why. Why do I want people to see how well I'm doing? Here's the answer. Because deep down, I'm looking for approval of others in order to make myself feel good. You can go deeper than that. But the more time you spend questioning why you want things, you will get to know yourself better. And it alters your decision-making process, and it gets you closer to your truest goals. And this works for business and personal, but you got to be willing to be absolutely honest with yourself. You understand? Number 6, from everything is fixed to everything is negotiable or flexible. This is a very, very important one. This is a very important one. Not to take away from the importance of the others, but this is a very important one. Because if we've learned anything, we have learned that life is what you make it to be, right? A lot of us, when we come into this world of consciousness, we have this thing where we believe everything is fixed. Oh, it's fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed. But instead, it's actually negotiable. The problem with thinking that destiny is pre-written is that it takes away from all the fun of being alive, and it shifts all responsibility from the individual to the universe. Life changes if you decide to make a change. Here's what I mean by that. You can be like, oh man, shit is fixed, shit is fixed. You go to work every day, you come home. Go to work every day, you come home. Well, if you decided to quit that job, or if you decided to get another job, that completely changes your life. Completely, right there. It changed the people that you're around during that day, during that week, during that month. It changed the conversations you're having. It changed the mindset you're in. It may change the dollar value that's in your pockets, in your bank account. It shifts where you may live. It shifts where your kids may go to school, what they learn, how they grow up, who they become. Just by changing your job. So many of us thinks that, oh man, this shit is fixed. It's rigged. Especially in low communities, in low income communities. That mindset is embedded. I'm stuck. People are in dead end relationships, feel like they're stuck. Shit shifts with you. Reality is negotiable. It absolutely is. So negotiate yourself into a better life. Fight for the things you want and don't settle for the first thing the universe gives you. A lot of times when we ask for things from the universe, you know what I'm saying, we're so passionate in that and we have not done the work of the three why reasons, right? So the universe will put certain things in front of us. And just because it's the first thing, sometimes we partake of it because it's the first thing and we're so excited about it. Oh my God, this is exactly what I've been asking for. Not to realize that you didn't do the 3 why reason or the reason of the 3 whys, and what you got was a dud. Job, business, lover, you know what I'm saying? Automobile, house. You thought you wanted a big house, but you didn't ask yourself why. You didn't do the 3 whys. Now you don't put yourself in a money trap. You coming out of pocket every month, having to fix something, having to do something. You didn't think first. You just saw the first thing and you went for it. When people close a door on you, you can still get them to open it. You really can. Give them a reason to open the door for you. It's up to you to negotiate it. I just negotiated a recording deal, however you want to say it. And the deal came from someone who told me no years ago. You know what I mean? Or someone, or it was said to me no. I'm not going to say that they said no to me. It was said to me no at that time. And so a way of me negotiating my way back, it took 10 years. I worked on my craft. I got better at my skill set. I worked on the things around me to make a person or to make an entity want to have me around. Some of you feel like people just accept you for who you are and all your toxicity without having to change anything. Sometimes the things we want is not given to us because of how we're behaving. The inability for us to relate. The inability for us to show up on time. Maybe if you showed up on time, that could be the negotiation they've been waiting for. Number 7, from another obstacle to another chance of proving how bad I want this. You know how many of us go, oh my God, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh, it's always something. Another obstacle. Here we go. Another challenge. Shift your mindset. Here's another opportunity for me to prove to the universe that I am the chosen one for this task. Most of us have a victimized mindset. Oh, God. Again? I've suffered from it. And I had to remember, oh man, Seven, this is just another opportunity for us to prove our worth, for us to prove our value. Building business, you're under stress. Every time a challenge arises, I would get upset. I would think that the world is fighting against me until I started to understand that this is what a self-made, wealthy person goes through to make it. Every time I was getting beat up, every time this thing happened, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, oh. But every story that I read about a self-made, wealthy person, they got the same damn story. So maybe there is some format to wealth and some things you just cannot evade. Some things you just cannot get around. So if you're victimized in your mindset, you never become the victor. You never get to the victory. Shift that mindset. Quitting is always begging for you. Man, quitting is always on your back. Hey, you know what? Stop. Just give it up. Just stop. You ain't got to do that today, girl. Just quit. Why you putting yourself through it? Just stop. You know you the only one that know. Ain't nobody gonna fault you if you just stop. Oh, it could get sweet, can't it? Oh, quit could be attractive. Quit could come to you in a suit, all dark skin. Quit could be like, girl, I could take care of you. You ain't gotta worry about doing that. Just get that up. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And you go, glory to God. It's exactly what I've been asking for. And you didn't do the reason of the 3 whys. And you let quit talk you right up out of that shit, didn't you? Kings, quit could come to you in a skirt. Baby, I don't need all that. You ain't got to do all that for me. You could just lay right here in my bosom. You ain't got to go to the garage and work on that thing. We don't even need that. Don't nobody even know how to pronounce that thing. And you like, this is what I've been asking for. I ain't got to work no more. I ain't got to work so hard. Oh, Heavenly Father, you listen to me. Yes, indeed. Oh, quit could be attractive. Quit could be sexy as hell. But it is our responsibility to smack quit right in the forehead. Stop fucking with me, quit. Get up off me. You gotta smack quit in the forehead sometime. Being defeated is always optional. You understand? I want you to say that to yourself. I want you to write that down. Being defeated is optional. Being defeated is optional. Number 8. From things happen to me to I make things happen. From things happen to me to I make things happen. When you switch from a victim mentality to a master of the universe mentality, as long as you take ownership of what happens in your life, you will be golden. Be accountable and willing to change for the better. Things do not happen to you if you are intentful. Even the hard things, they are not happening to you. They are happening for you. Number 9. I got 2 more. Number 9 and number 10. We coming. Oh, wait. Yeah, I got a few more. That's only for y'all if y'all want to stick around. Number 9. Instead of defaulting to no, wait and ask more. Some of y'all just ready to say no. If your mind defaults to no, then you will never allow yourself to have anything. Ask and let other people give their answer. It may be yes in your favor. Ask for the raise. Ask for the date. Stop defaulting to no. Number 10. From I wish things were different to what could I do today to make things different? This is one that I have really taken admiration to. So in the movies, right, I've always seen people say, oh man, what's the worst that can happen, right? And in the movies, what happens? The worst always happens. So I said to myself, what if I change that? What if I said, how can today? What if I said, what can happen today that would make my life better? How can today get any better than this? Shift it. I shift the shit. How can today get any better than this? We already know how it could get worse. I can stumble off into the street, get hit by a car, you know what I'm saying? I can get fired. I can lose my house. I know how things can get worse, but how can the shit get better? And then you lose yourself in those ideas. Oh shit. I can meet somebody today. I can get a new client. Oh, that'll be dope. Damn, what if I did get a new client? What would I say to him? What would I sell him on? Ooh. Yeah. What if I got a new car today? That would be dope. Now, how would I get a new car? The universe is only responding. It is only responding. It's not even listening. It's responding. Number 11, from sunk costs to let's start over. So many of you are so consumed with what you've already spent that you're not willing to go in a new direction. You're so invested in where you already are that you're not willing to stop. You're not willing to cut your losses and start over. I've talked to so many of you from a business perspective. Like, I could rebrand you. I could redo the logo, redo the website. Yeah, but I just had that one done. It looked like shit. I just spent $1,000 on this. You mean on that bag of shit? You spent $1,000 on that bag of shit. So because you spent $1,000 on that bag of shit, you want to carry that bag of shit around, bragging on the fact that you spent $1,000 on it when all it's doing is stinking up the place? It ain't bringing you no business. It ain't bringing you no profit. It's not changing your life. Whatever it is that you was learning is not changing your life. That teacher, it's not that they taught you wrong, it's you didn't learn anything. So are you not willing to relearn some new shit? We're holding on to this like we don't want to let it go. We got it wrong and don't want to let it go. Now, it's mine. Some of y'all got men. Oh my God. I hear you talking about, girl, this nigga the nastiest motherfucker ever, but he mine. Girl, he ain't shit, but he the ain't shit that I know. What they say? Go with the devil that you do know. You're not willing to cut your losses. You know what? That's it. I can't do no more. I've given all that I can. I don't know what else to do. I'm done. Number 12. This needs to be perfect. Instead of this needs to be perfect, this needs to be done. I started making the wands, right? And, whenever you're making something by hand, they're not going to all look exactly alike. And I had to, in my mind, say to myself, 7, it is the specs, it is the this that makes it that, it is these things that make it that. Stop consuming yourself with the perfection and consume yourself with the work. Do the work. And spirit will make room for what needs to be done, what needs to be altered, what needs to be tweaked. You understand? But you gotta start. You gotta start. You gotta start. Because if you don't start, how will you know what to tweak? I just talked to a student yesterday or 2 days ago, and he was like, well, I wanna sing professionally. Okay, well, are you doing your warm-ups? No. Well, what the fuck, bro? How are you going to change your trajectory? How are you going to change your perspective? How are you going to change your circumstances if you don't do something different? You can't wait. Some things need now. All right, a few more. Go from I want to blend in. Instead of I want to blend in, change that to I want to be the best at this. So many of us find comfort hiding in the crowd, but it's not until we decide to stand out that magic takes place. It's not until we're willing to be expressive. It's not until we're willing to be authentic, who we truly are, that these things start to shift and start to form around us. You understand? Two more. Instead of it's either yes or no, there is always a creative option. So many of us have this it's this way or that way mentality, to the point where it doesn't allow us to do anything in the gray matter. It's either this way or it's that way. You didn't allow for your mind to think about all the creative ways in between that you could actually make it happen. It's either this or it's that. No, there are so many algorithms right there floating in between those two absolutes. Take some time to think and observe, expand that process. How can you say, go from it's impossible to if they did it, so can I? How can you say that things are impossible when others have done it? How can you say the sky is the limit when we've literally landed on the moon? You hide behind the idea of impossibility. You hide behind it. You only look at the outcome and ignore the process. So many of you want the successes of what you see of other people without doing the work. You don't even understand the process it took to get to that thing. You know why so few are rich and successful? Because the poor try and emulate the result, not the process. I want you to think about that. The poor try to emulate the result and not the process. Instead of trying to buy something that will further put you in debt, figure out how to build a business that can buy it for you. So in my mind, I want a Lamborghini Aventador. Instead of buying one, I am spending my time creating businesses that will buy it for me. You understand? The last one. Don't allow disturbances in your appearance. Yes. So don't allow disturbances in your airspace for 6 months. Instead of saying, how can I help you? How can I help myself? What can I do to increase my chances of whatever it is that I'm desiring? Don't let these distractions in your airspace. Start partaking in things that are elevating you more and more. More and more. Each week, pick something else. Each month, pick something else. And you'll start to realize within 6 months, you've changed your whole life. This is why I say life is easy. We make it hard. I love you all. Be intentional. Realize that The mind is the battery of magic. Once we start to change our mindset, we'll start to increase our levels and our vibrations. And the higher the vibration, the more powerful the magic. Peace to man, woman, and child, and all things that walk the earth. As above, so below, may all things be balanced and well alignment. Do I. As I send that love and that power and that might back to you. You have been watching Magic Up TV. I am 70 Alchemist. Make sure you share this video. Peace, family.